Hi Leo, welcome to your reading. This is your mid-November reading, but these messages are timeless. So whenever you get this reading, if the title caught your eye, then there's definitely a message in here for you. Let's get started by calling in the energy. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, please be here now to guide Leo with divine messages for their highest good in the upcoming weeks coming towards the holiday season. Please protect this space from any negative energies, and we welcome you and thank you for your presence. I'm going to start by pulling a couple of these sacred oracle cards. Let's get the theme of the next few weeks. What's the theme for Leo? What can Leo expect? What messages for the highest good for Leo at this time? Okay, so we have change. Is it dragonfly? Yes, dragonfly spirit. We've got change. Change is in the air. You know, this is happening for everybody. We just came out of these major eclipse seasons, followed by, it was like an Aries full moon, and then, and it's all just sort of coming into place now. All these changes that have been happening are being like implemented at this time, so you're starting to like really feel the effects of the change, or like notice like things are really different, or you've changed. And beauty, this one reminds me so much of, I don't know if you can see that, the Three of Cups. It has 3 wood nymphs in a sacred pool of knowledge, and they are practicing self-care, and they're meditating under the full moon light, and frolicking and enjoying and play. Like, beauty comes from within, and it's not just about like your exterior beauty, but it's about like feeling beautiful, feeling happy, letting your inner child play. When we're changing and things are really hard, sometimes it's hard to let our inner child out to play, but this is like reminding us how important it is to have playful spirit and to make time, like downtime, for things that you really enjoy. Enjoyment is part of life, and it's a necessary thing. We can't go through this life without enjoyment, and even if it's just like the little things, the simple things, there's always, you can always make 30 minutes, an hour out of the week to just play, do something that you really enjoy. I'm going to see how these themes come up in your reading, and I'm going to pull one more from the unknown oracle, something like that. These cards, they can be kind of intense, but there is a lot of a lot of insight with these cards. Let me see here. They're a little hard to shuffle too, but I'm getting used to it. Any messages for Leo for the upcoming week's holiday season? Okay, you've got 2 here. The Judge, the Sword, and the Desert. So you have the Judge, and this is about like you judging yourself, or like perceiving that others are judging you. A lot of the times that is not the case. Like, it's just not the case. People are too busy thinking about themselves to even like think about you or anyone else most of the time. Like, if you really stop to notice, everybody's just like self-conscious, right? And they're not judging anybody. They're all just like mostly worried about themselves. But this also talks about releasing judgment of self, and the need to judge yourself, to like release those old tapes that have been playing out through your life that you have. The word addicted came up, like being addicted to these tapes. Like, you over time have just gotten used to replaying these same tapes, and it's a loop. It's a negative feedback loop, and like it's telling you that it's time to release this inner judge so that you can come out to play, right? And then you have the sword. And this tells me that you do have the motivation to release this inner judge. It also tells me this is a lot about intellect. And like, I want to say wordplay. There's a lot about like the dualistic nature of the intensities of our spirit. And, you know, sometimes like it can feel all black and white. It can feel all gray or in color. But we are both these things. We are both these things, and we can be both these things all of the time. Like, or not, like we can, but you know, like you have to embrace your shadow side because it is there, right? And like there are things you can do to improve and like self-help, but at some point you just have to like love yourself, even for these things that you feel are like dark about yourself, because this represents like wholeness. And you can never truly be free until you embrace your shadow self. So it's really important to do this. You also got desert. And this one's really interesting. It's like this person feels like alone. They're out in a desert. They feel isolated. They feel an expansive energy, but also like alone. But you can see on the horizon, you know, there's good fortune to come. And it's like you have to be the one to dig yourself out of this hole, right? Like trust, use your intuition here, the moon, to know that you are the one can dig yourself out of this hole. And it's probably a lot by not judging yourself and accepting your wholeness to all of you, all the parts of you that make you you. All right, so let's get into the tarot. I'm going to use the Light Seers deck. What do we have for Leo? I get some messages for Leo here for mid-November. Oh, you got death and rebirth. I mean, I'm feeling that with the desert here and the sword. Look at the Magician reverse, 9 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. Oh, 8 of Pentacles. A lot of Pentacles. Okay. Let's take a look at this. We'll clarify. Okay, so yeah, you're coming out of a transformation period. You're getting through this part. You know, you're either going through it right now or you're coming through it. This is telling you there is a light at the end of the tunnel for this transformation. We don't continuously stay in transformation. We have like kind of ebbs and flows. Like if you think of a wave, it ebbs and it flows. So like it like it comes in and it goes out and it comes in again, like even stronger, you know. Like it doesn't happen all at once, and it doesn't happen synchronistically. It doesn't happen in order. It's not linear. It's a spiral. You revisit these things in your life. Oh, that's what I was saying. Oh, the transformation. Yes. So like it ebbs and flows, and so you can't continually be transforming. You also have to like be giving yourself like inner peace and time to rest from transformation, right? And you can come back to it. The Magician reversed is like you do have all the things that you need to transform your life, and this is exactly what you have been doing so far. So you are like making these things work for you. Um, you are learning how to make the most of your resources, and to make those resources like work for you. It's sort of like the working smarter, not harder card. It's about exerting less effort for more, like figuring out a way to find an equal balance in that. And it says that here that you have everything you need, and you have been utilizing this, and that is like working in your favor. That's how you're getting through this transformation, or have gotten through this transformation already. And then here you have like the 8, 9, and 10 of Pentacles. These are all reversed, and what that tells me is that this is what's coming in for you, right? So here you are. You're working the midnight oil, and you're working really hard on these things. This might be why I'm getting this harder, work smarter, not harder, because you might be like expending a lot of your resources in order to keep things working, to maintain this 10 of Pentacles. So what happens is you're using all of your resources, and then like what happens if you get tired, or you need to like ebb and flow. You can't constantly go. You also have to like be able to have times of rest. So I'm kind of feeling like this is you needing to look out for yourself, and spend rest when you need to rest. Listen to your body. Yes, do this. This is what is getting you where you're going. But also, don't burn yourself out. It's a fine balance, right? It's a fine balance. And if you do that, then you can actually enjoy the fruits of your labor. Like you can't just like work all the time. The reason you're working is to be able to enjoy these fruits of your labor. So like you have to be able to allow yourself the grace to have time off when you need it. Or, if you're the type of person like me that works on your day off, to allow yourself, like, to have that day off, to be playful, right? I'm going to pull some clarifying cards on this. What is this Death and Rebirth? I'm going to use, actually, this deck is so cool. I got this deck. Somebody bring it to me at my booth, and they were selling it, and it's like an original Rider-Waite deck. And I have to say, I've been looking for this deck since I gave my copy away 30 years ago. My mom gave me this exact deck when I was 16 years old, and I gave it to a friend. She didn't have cards yet. She was learning, and I had lots of different cards. So, of course, I gave it away, and it wasn't until later that I realized, like, the Rider-Waite is, like, the OG, right? So, my mom passed away, and I ended up buying this deck to replace it, and it's, like, a little teeny Rider-Waite deck, and I love this deck. I've taken it on vacation with me for, like, the last 15 years. It goes with me. It's my little purse deck. But anyway, so somebody came up to me, and they were like, I live in Venice, right? So this guy on the beach, it was like, comes up to me, and I think, he may live in his car, I'm pretty sure. And he was like, I've had this deck for 30 years, and, like, I thought of you because you're the tarot lady, and I was wondering if you'd be interested in this deck. And, like, not only is it the same, it's like a 1971 copyrighted deck, but also, like, if you see this, it has, like, the person who owned this deck wrote on all of the cards, which is so cute, and that actually it looks like similar to my mom's writing, a lot like my grandmother's writing, a little, the 40s writing, they were like a lot more scrawly. But anyway, so this is such a good find. So I'm going to clarify with this deck to make a short story long. Okay. So you got here the 8 of Wands. And this is like quick moving transformation. Like this is like, it may have felt it may have felt like a long time when you were in it, but now it's moving really fast and it's giving you this new perspective, right? Um, like you had the time to contemplate this and to think about this, and now it's just starting to move really quickly, right? And the Magician reverse, what is Page of Wands? Okay, Page of Wands. So this talks about, let's see. So you have like everything you need at your disposal with the Magician, and then you got the Page of Wands on it, but it requires like some action to activate it. It like, even though you have everything, it doesn't happen until you take an action on that. You may be awaiting a message too on that. Like somebody may be coming in with a message about something with that. I feel like this is work related because this is about your like output versus your input. Okay. So you have the Ace of Swords upside down. And whenever you get an ace, it doesn't matter if it comes in reversed or right side up. This is a message. You're waiting a message, and you need to take action when you get this message. On this, it could be a finance-related thing, an investment. Oh, and you also have... Yeah, so like on the Eight of Pentacles, I drew the Three of Swords and the Four of Swords. So this talks about working hard, but also celebrating and then also resting. Like this is actually a soldier who's resting after a battle. He's recuperating, like getting his energy back, and also like taking time to celebrate, spend time with family, like spend time in community, develop your community. Like community takes work, and if we don't like put into it, we're not gonna get community back. So it's saying like to like make time to see those people that are important to you, to talk to those people that are important to you, to like celebrate these small victories. And what's the Nine of Pentacles here? You have a lot of Pentacles. That was so many cards. Making plans for the future. Page of Pentacles, new financial idea. Wheel of Fortune. This is, like this is in motion already. So like so now you put the work into this. So I feel like this was like the beginning of the story was sort of in the past or the recent past, and now you're just like working hard, reminding you to like celebrate and rest. But you also have to like make the plans for the future. This is rolling, but you have to like come up with the plans for the future. Take time planning it. But this is like a very good financial idea. It's like increasing. This is the start of a new financial project, and that's why you have Wheel of Fortune here, because once this gets in motion, like it takes a life of its own, and this is always a good luck card, and a good fortune. When you pull it reversed, it's like the end of bad luck. So whether this was upright, but reversed or upright, this is always good luck. And also it talks about the ball being in motion already. So it's like you just kind of have to wait and see where it goes. You had a couple other cards here. Let's see. So the High Priestess talks about like using your full intuition. This job that you have may have to do with your intuitive gifts. Or this financial investment have to do with your gifts. Like, it's saying that you're at a time of like great fertility with the pomegranates here, and like a lot of like inner knowledge, inner sacred knowledge. You also have the crescent moon here. She's holding the Taurus. She is like the spiritual feminist equivalent to the Hierophant. So she's like talking about the old mysteries in life. And the Fool. So yeah, you are like, you're starting something new. You know, you're going on this new journey. Like, you're using your intuition and your luck. And you're going to take this opportunity, whatever it is, and you're going to, like, let it ride, right? Let it ride. That's what I'm talking about. And, like, you're going to take that gamble and it leads you to the Ten of Pentacles, right? Like, you trust in this idea. You've got a lot of swords here. It talks about, like, you've studied what this is. You've planned for it, but it's now, like, to put it in action. And the Page of Swords. Again, like, you know, I feel like you might be working with people because this is, again, about, like, receiving messages, but it's also the energy, it's, like, of a new idea and a new perspective, right? Like, taking new perspective, a youthful, like, not being jaded, right? Like, having hope, like, it's not foolish, but not being jaded, like, not being cynical, right? To really, embody the Fool and embrace these changes because they are happening. You know, they are happening. It looks like you're prepared for this, that you're ready for it. I don't see that this is a surprise in any way. But just rather the momentum of this has taken place. And what do we have on the Ten of Pentacles here? Ooh, oh my God. And you know when a card drops on the floor, it's for extra emphasis. Well, you just got the Sun on the Ten of Pentacles. Can you believe that? Ah! Oh my God, I freaking love it. So, like, the Ten of Pentacles is, you know, the most joyous card in the deck, the most abundant. This talks about, like, happiness, harmony, joy, like, fun, you know, love, like, good energy, good vibes, you know. And then with the Ten of Pentacles, this talks about, like, you know, being able to share wealth with family and, like, good times and, like, you know, happy times. What is in this card? There's all these children and dogs playing around, and the people here, sometimes there's grandparents, but, like, you know, imagine, like, you know, this is like a family dinner and everybody's there. All the players are there, and it's, like, good times. It's, like, embodying this, you know, family dinner energy. And, for those who know how good that can be, you know, I used to hold family dinner at my house, and it was so nice. We would have live music and bands, and, you know, all my friends were single moms, and we would have the kids there, everybody's kids, and sometimes, you know, we were broke, and, like, everybody would bring a few items from their pantry and their refrigerator, their tree or whatever, and then we would turn it into a meal and have enough for everybody. And it started to get, you know, very big. But, like, even now I talk to my nieces and nephews, and they tell me that, you know, those family dinners were some of the best memories of their childhood. And it looks like, Leo, you're going to be going into this feeling again. I see a lot of good things here. Anything else to go with the Sun here? I don't feel like you need it, but let's see. The Sun. Knight of Wands. Some sort of passion. You're passionate about your dream. You're passionate about making this a reality, right? You know, like, and also motivated, you know. This is an action card. This is, like, something that you desire, and you are going to take action on it, is what this says. It's beautiful. I love it. I would like to pull... Actually, I have this pretty cool deck that I made. And I made one a few years ago, and I really liked it, but it did get damaged when I moved, and it got water on it. So I made another one recently while meditating. Let's see if anything pops out on this for you. Leo, what do you got? Any last minute messages for Leo? Growth in stages. That's that ebb and flow. Growth in stages. 1 month. Something is getting on the ball in 1 month. If you're wondering when this is going to start happening, or maybe this is about, yeah, like some of these messages, but I see 1 month for something. For some of you, that means something. Growth in stages, indecision. Maybe that's like when you sit with yourself, you know, you need to give yourself time to make decisions. Don't make decisions right away. I'd like sit on it and then decide, make that part of your boundary. I need a moment to decide, can I call you back tomorrow after I've thought about it? And then keep it business. So keep it business. A lot of times we work with our friends and family, but it's saying to keep it business, keep it above board. Don't let it get emotional. Something like that. Divine grace. Yeah, the universe is giving you grace, and you have to embody divine grace. You embody divine grace at this time. Okay. All right, let's do one rune. I still have you here. Let me see what this one is. Wholeness. All right, so yeah. The sun. So yeah, being whole is what brings you happiness by embracing, what did I say? All parts of yourself, your dark and your light parts. It brings you into wholeness, and by doing that, it releases you to this joy, harmony, and happiness. So. This is so great. This is looking really great. A lot of times during this time of year, the readings are very difficult with all of the holidays and everything, but it looks like, you're going to be taking advantage of this and working it in your favor because you are working smarter, not harder. Thank you so much, Leo. I will see you in 2 weeks when the December readings will be up. All right. Thank you. Have a good one.